with it, drop it.
Hey everyone, Parker Godwin here. Today I'm speaking with Ed Franks. He's a sales manager over at Fly Alliance, and he's going to give us a little testimonial on his experience with Alpha Wingman. And yeah, I'm excited, man. To start out, how'd you hear about Alpha Wingman and what made you decide to try it?
So I just recently joined Fly Alliance team and I had just previously come from Textron Aviation AOG one call team. So I was familiar with Alpha Wingman just through the channels of communication with other customers and stuff like that. And then when I came here to Fly Alliance, we found out that that we utilize Alpha Wingman here. So that was really good and got on board with that and been monitoring and just kind of seeing how we can do better with it.
Oh, that's awesome, man. So I guess what were your first impressions when you first started using the platform?
So what we're using it primarily for is we have a MRO facility in Opelika here in ORL, and then we're also up in Teterboro. And we provide AOG services. So we utilize the Alpha Wingman app to go ahead and let, customers know that we're here to help and support any way we can if they're AOG, and we want to be able to, build on that or expand on it afterwards. If our AOG services, we did well, we want to, continue on the relationship with the customer. And so, yeah, we're here to help and provide assistance to customers who are AOG, using the Alpha Wingman app, and then at the same time, foster relationships with those customers that we do meet.
Man, I love that answer. I guess to put a bit more perspective on it, could you give me a little insight on the challenges that you were facing or finding before using Alpha Wingman?
So, because I'm new here, I'm not sure what Fly Alliance was doing prior to that. I can tell you that coming from Textron Aviation AOG one call, I think Alpha Wingman expands a lot more into helping the customer where, the customer had to call in to to the hotline basically and say, "Hey, I'm AOG." Whereas with Alpha Wingman, he has the information right there on his phone and he's able to just say, "Okay, I see I'm AOG and OPF. I see a technician here. Here's his qualifications that he can work on my airplane," and select that and then send an authorization. And then, within the 10-minute time period of us trying to, get it approved and send a technician out to help the customer. I think that's a lot better than, calling up an AOG one call hotline, who in turn is just going to call another person to try and see if they can cover the airplane. So with your app, it's instant contact with the technician who can support your airplane when you're AOG. And I think that's far more better than, what I've seen from other companies doing.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Could you also share like an example of where Alpha Wingman saved you significant time and money?
It's we had a one in Teterboro that popped up. It was, oxygen servicing, I believe, is what was needed. And by the technician being there on station already and having the Alpha Wingman app open, it's just a matter of saving time because bam, it comes right through. We all kind of see it, so it's, we're all in contact with each other, even though I'm in ORL and he and Jonathan, who's the tech, is in Teterboro. We have instantaneous contact with each other. And it's like, hey, did you see this come through? Yep, already on it. Bam, and I don't know as far as a money saving aspect, but certainly a time saving aspect in regards to, having that instantaneous contact instead of waiting around trying to see if, we're going to get approval and or, the customer, more so the customer waiting.
Hmm.
For us to be able to provide almost an instantaneous answer to the customer is, I think, the most important aspect that I see.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I know it's kind of hard to put a number to it, but I mean, would you have an idea on how much money you guys have saved by the time that Alpha Wingman has saved you guys and the time that you've used it?
I don't know if I have the correct equation for that, but I mean, just the basics of time is money, and any time that's wasted is money going out the door. So it's prudent for us to be able to successfully reach that customer when they call out and say, "Hey, we need help." And for us to be able to say, "Yes, we can help you." The customer's good with that. I mean, that's money made basically. I mean, so you're saving time because you're not messing around with trying to find somebody. The customer is able to say, "Hey, I got this guy. I want to select him to work it. Great, we can do it." And in that aspect, it just saves time and saves money.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Just curious, but like, what feature or aspect do you find most valuable from Alpha Wingman?
The fact that, again, just kind of falling back on my previous work of being AOG one call with Textron, the the I guess you could say the GPS was on the van itself. So you were watching a truck, and if the truck is parked or anything like that, where with Alpha Wingman, you're using the GPS coordinates of a technician. That technician can be anywhere in the United States or anything like that, have that app turned on and be able to provide AOG services to anybody that's needed. Again, it's an instantaneous connection versus trying to call somebody on the phone and ask for help.
Oh, most definitely. I mean, if you had to compare the two, traditional versus Alpha Wingman, how much time do you think Alpha Wingman has saved you?
I think you save hours. I mean, to call somebody up and say, "Hey, I'm broke down in Bozeman, Montana." Andy and I always use that kind of as a joke because Bozeman, Montana is in the middle of nowhere, but it seems like a lot of people break down and there's not a lot of AOG support out in that area. I don't think everybody's caught up with Yellowstone yet and the popularity of flying into Bozeman, Montana. Um, so to be able to sit there and, again, I'm broke down. There's a tech right there at Bozeman that can support or nearby and say, "Hey, I can be there in an hour." To have the customer to have that map and see, "Hey, I have somebody that can support me." I think that just it's a tremendous amount of time saved.
I mean, I love to hear that. I'm sure Andy does too. Um, I mean, I guess how likely are you to recommend Alpha Wingman to other operators or aviation companies and why?
I would highly recommend the Alpha Wingman app. It's again the fact that you guys are an instantaneous connection to whoever's nearby for AOG um, is spectacular. I had never even thought of that kind of a technology existing, and for you guys to kind of put it on a cell phone and say, "Hey, this tech is here and he can support you," is great. I like it.
That's awesome to hear, Ed. I guess just kind of wrapping up, but if you were speaking to someone on the fence about joining Alpha Wingman, what would you tell them?
Just the simple facts of you can sit there and with the fact that you could pick up your cell phone and open up the app and say, "Okay, here's where I am broke down. Here's who can support me in the nearby area." And then being able to see, okay, they can support my airplane. they have the skills to do so, because you have to take into accountability that not all AMPs can work on all airplanes. So it's imperative to know that, okay, this guy, he can fix my Challenger, he can fix my Gulfstream or my Cessna, things like that. And I think what's really good about Fly Alliance is we are so multiverse with the airplanes that we can work on, that we have those technicians there. So if a pilot breaks down and he sees it, he can go, okay, Fly Alliance, I have a Challenger, bam, they can work on that airplane. Let's hook up and get this taken care of.
Man, this has been awesome. I guess just to close things out, Ed, do you just want to give a little overview of Fly Alliance and anything else we might have missed?
We have many different aspects of the company. We are a charter company. We are a 145 maintenance facility with facilities at ORL, Teterboro, and Opelika. At the same time, we do aircraft management and we also do parts sales. And we have a huge warehouse in Ocoee, Florida, where we manage all our parts, things like that. So it's 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 nice to be able to have that with this company where it kind of seems like we're small, but we're not. We're huge. We have a huge footprint out there with our 135s. Um, Trying to get a bigger footprint with our 145 and get the word out. And the same thing with the Starlink mods as well. We're really doing well with the Starlink. And what I like about this company versus Textron is, the when you're smaller, there's more of a human aspect. I can reach out to customers a lot more easier than I could when I worked at Textron. Um, just because it's more of a personal experience. It's not just a tail number, it's not November 926 Papa November, it's Ron Eisenberg with Planet Nine, and being able to know that and be able to talk to the customer and stuff like that on a daily basis of his airplane. I like that a lot. I find that to be the most uh can't think of the right word, but the most enjoyable part of what I do is being able to, reach out to the customers and say, hey, this is where we're at on your airplane, and we're still driving strong, and we're still working it, and you're getting out on time.
Well, Ed, this has been an awesome conversation, and thank you so much for giving your testimonial about Alpha Wingman. And it was a great time meeting with you. And everybody, we really appreciate you tuning in, and we will see you next time.
It's your thing.